the hula hoop remains controversial.
Right down there was a Mohawk deer path. Over there, a forest. The heritage of my people. They can't forget it. And I can't stop trying to.
Poor Tom. He just couldn't understand that I loved him, whether he had broken with his heritage or not.
The Golden Age of Television presents Henry Silva and Susan Oliver in The Longhouse on Avenue A, after these messages.
She couldn't be happy with the amount of refrigerator. No, she had to get the matching range.
I didn't get it because it matched, silly.
Avenue A.
Watch it up there! Swing that cross beam further off! Move it over!
John! John, come over here. And put on that hard hat. John, let's get this place cleared up. Stack all these cut ends in a pile over here. John, what's going on out there? What fell?
Somebody's hard hat.
That Longman coming down?
Yeah.
Tell him to come in the office.
Jim Fisher?
I told him that if he couldn't wait till the whistle blew to get off the scaffolding, he must have killed a pint since lunch.
Harrison wants you in the shanty. I think he heard the glass break.
Good. Let Fisher get some nice job standing in front of a cigar store where he can't kill anybody.
You learn jokes like that in your boarding house in Manhattan, you remember who you are.
Sure, John, sure. We'll stick together. And if we play our cards right, we'll take Fort Ticonderoga and win the French and Indian War.
I'll...
You want me, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, come in, Longman. Close the door. I don't suppose you're going to tell me about what just happened out there.
Where?
You know, when I started in construction, a guy in a riveting gang took me for a week's pay on a sucker bet. He gave me odds. I couldn't pick his nationality in 10 guesses. I figured Italian, Spanish, Greek, even Yugoslav. Who could have known he was a Mohawk Indian? You men have been working in high steel a long time, haven't you?
Since 1885. They built a steel bridge across the Mohawk River above Canojoharie. My great-grandfather signed on as a day laborer, but they couldn't keep him off the scaffolding. So he ended up a riveter.
Stick pretty close together, huh? Look, all I know about you is there's been a Mohawk gang on every high steel job I've done from the George Washington Bridge to the United Nations building. Now, I don't know just what your tribal customs are.
Never take a scalp on company time.
Yes. What I'm getting at is this. You men move around a good deal, don't you? Jump from job to job. Not much chance for promotion. You a high school graduate?
Erasmus Hall. I'm taking night courses at NYU, pre-engineering.
Well, that fits in fine.
To what, Mr. Harrison?
Well, Denny Flynn's going to California. We've got the opening of a permanent spot. No layoffs between jobs.
You mean crew supervisor?
Well, assistant. We'll move Carmody up a notch. How about it? Ready to quit the riveting gang, take a step up?
Is that a definite offer, Mr. Harrison?
Well, I did want to talk to you about a couple of things. Take safety rules. The ordinary guy on the job figures to mind his business, stick together, cover for a buddy. That isn't very mature, is it?
I don't know. I mind my business.
For example, take a man who's drinking on the job. Somebody could get hurt, even killed. There's no glory in covering up anything like that. You wouldn't call that mature, would you?
I guess not.
You were working up there with Jim Fisher, weren't you? He's an Indian too, isn't he? One of you Canada-Harry men?
Yes.
Norman, I hope you'll consider my offer. I hope you'll consider it with a mature attitude.
And that's the whole story. It's the chance I've been waiting for, Bernice. It's the break.
That's wonderful, Tom, really.
It'll be at least $10 more a week, and you don't get laid off between jobs or docked for bad weather. Do you know what that means? We agreed, didn't we? When we had $2,500 in the bank, then we get married.
Tom, what are the others going to think?
About the job?
Our getting married.
Well, probably the old guys won't like it. They spend their time sitting around talking Mohawk, complaining about the younger generation. But we can't help that.
I suppose not. But you told me you were all so close.
You are worse than the old ladies hollering at the girls that it isn't Indian to use cornmeal from the supermarket for Kanatarak.
What's that?
Boiled bread. You had some when I took you out to Aunt Rose's. Look, honey, you're the girl I want.
Is that why you want to be with me? Because I'm not Indian?
Now, that is absolutely ridiculous. What's being Indian got to do with us? Bernice, you said I had potential.
Tom, I do think you have potential, really. Only something's bothering you.
There's nothing bothering me. I want this promotion because I couldn't ask a girl like you to marry a riveter who hops from job to job like a grasshopper. Bernice, will you forget the bank account? Let's get married right away this weekend.
Tom, please, there's some relationships, overall relationships that just have to be worked out.
You mean with the tribe? Look, they have nothing to do with me. I'll take care of myself. I'm getting fed up with all this. Why do I always have to be an Indian? Why can't I just be an American?
I'm sorry, but it's so silly.
I guess so.
Tomorrow night after class,
Well, I really should study.
we'll study together. We're stable enough for that, aren't we? Just to study.
I guess so.
Here.
What's that for?
You're wearing war paint.
Very funny. What do you want, Joey?
There's a meeting tonight, the Longhouse.
Not interested.
Now, listen, I know it's a long subway ride to Brooklyn, but we'd like you to come.
What for? To watch some guy burn tobacco in a 5 and 10 cent saucer? I'm tired of playing Indian. I'm gonna play cowboy for a while.
Hey, look out there. Let me help you. This is a knife in your side, Tommy boy. Are you okay? What happened?
Oh, that's all right. Our friend here had a little too much, you know.
Firewater.
We'll take care of him. We're all going to the same lodge meeting, right, Tommy?
I'm a Shriner myself. What's your lodge?
Mohawk.
Don't think I ever heard of that one. Branch of the Elks?
Yeah, something like that. Come on, Tom. You don't want to keep the Longhouse waiting. Excuse us.
The golden age of television will continue in a moment.
Jacqueline Bailey, your daughter's getting married.
At last.
And you've got dirty dentures.
But I just soaked them.
Soaking's not enough. Brushing with Denture Cream Denture toothpaste cleans denture film much better. Look, against Efferdent, Denture Cream cleans almost twice as clean in only 90 seconds.
Turn to the golden age of television.
How can we watch the Yankees?
What do you want me to do, go to Los Angeles?
They gotta walk over.
Get that mantle? You're out of here. Here.
I'll be upstairs at Annie's. You call me if the baby's cough gets worse. Excuse me, please.
Jim Fisher, you bring discredit to your brothers, to the skill of Mohawk workers. What have you to say? The Longhouse of the Canajoharie listens.
I got laid off a week.
Why? Why?
They said I was drinking on the job. They never would have found out if he...
What else?
They say they won't take me back on a riveting gang. If I want another job, it's got to be unskilled labor. If I go to the union, they say they can make the drinking stick, and the union won't back me up.
You'll work as a laborer.
Now, wait a second, John. You know how much less an hour that is.
What else?
Harrison found out about the liquor because Tom Longman told him.
Harrison asked me right out, what do you expect me to do? Lie so that Fisher can keep on drinking his lunch?
Are you sure of that, Jim Fisher? Tom Longman gave your name?
Why should Harrison lie to me? Sure, Longman told him, and you know why? Who got posted assistant supervisor this afternoon? Harrison pays off quick.
That will be all, Jim Fisher. You'll work as a laborer. Tom Longman, what have you to say to this charge?
How many of you men want to work in a gang with a guy who could stumble and knock you off a scaffold 30 stories up? You want to stand under him and let him drop a riveting gun on your head? You're doing him a favor, letting him go up with a skin full of cheap booze?
We wait, Tom Longman. Tom Longman, did you give the name of Jim Fisher?
I told you, Harrison knew. He asked me point blank.
Did you give his name?
Yes, I gave his name. I betrayed the tribe to the white man. Is that it? Is that why you're shaking rattles at me?
From the time of the old days, the Canajoharie men are brothers.
John, this is not the Wild West.
In the time before our grandfathers' grandfathers, the Canajoharie men saw the old ways forgotten. But we in the Longhouse of the Canajoharie teach the old ways to our children. And here in the meeting of the Longhouse, in the teeth of your brothers, you uproot the lodge poles.
Lodge poles? Now, where do you think you are? in a cedar bark lodge in the Mohawk Valley? Do you know what you look like to me? An old man sitting on the floor of a 4-room apartment in Brooklyn. I don't care if Jim Fisher is a Canajoharie man. If he gets pickled on the job, I'll turn him in again. You hear that, brothers? You don't have to cover up for me. And you can forget that I'm a Canajoharie man.
The Canajoharie man is not my brother. He is dead.
He is dead.
Tom Longman, long man reaching for the far star, has left his brothers. He has died.
He has died.
John Harrison knew he didn't have to get it from me.
Tom Longman is dead.
Tom Longman is dead.
Mourn, for our brother Tom Longman is dead.
Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead.
Look, Joey, what's the use of all this? You know darn well a man drinking on the job.
Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead.
Look, the whole thing is ridiculous. I'm not dead, I'm here. I'm not dead.
Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead. Tom Longman is dead.
I'll take care of it right away, Mr. Harrison. Okay, let's go. It's 1 o'clock. We've got to finish the 28th floor by tomorrow. Let's go.
Hey, didn't you guys hear Longman call the ship?
Who?
Longman.
Longman? Oh, yeah, Longman. Too bad, you know. He died. Went just like that.
Hey, if this is a wildcat strike, let the rest of us in on it.
No, it's not a strike.
Yeah, well, the lunch period's over.
Hey, fellas. Larry says lunch break's over. Come on.
Harry, you take your crew up and finish off those crossings. Joey, you get the vertical map. Hey, Louie! Hey, you! Get your head on.
Okay.
And tell Joe Dearhorn to get the vertical members when they swing them up.
Sure, but he's standing right over there.
Never mind. Just tell him I've got to check something in the office. John? John, I want to talk to you. You're going to listen to me. You're not getting down those stairs till you listen. Listen, would you listen? You've got to call them off. Nobody's taking any orders from me. Now, somebody's going to get hurt. Me or somebody else. John, you can't take that responsibility. John, would you admit that you're partly wrong? Do you hear me? You stubborn old owl. You're not getting down until you ask me. You understand that? If I'm dead, then there's no one here to keep you. Are you going to ask? John, give up. What's the use? John, why do you want to keep me down? Why do you want to take away my last chance to be somebody, not just a Canajoharie man? Will you listen? You're going to hear me. I'm not dead. John, I'm going to make you hear me. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. John, just try to grab my hand. I can pull you up. John, my hand. John, you can't lift yourself up. Please take my hand. John, I'm alive. Would you take my hand?
Mohawk stubborn, huh, John? Both of us.
What's the idea of sending these two apes to drag me halfway across Brooklyn? Haven't you got any respect for the dead? Why don't you let me rest in peace? All right, John, you win. I can't be a foreman if no one will hear my orders. I'm quitting tomorrow, all right? Are you satisfied? All of you?
From the dead, there is no return to the Longhouse. Even if his death was a mistake, there is no return for our brother Tom Longman.
Then what do you want from me? I'm getting fed up with all this!
But tonight, a new man-child has been born into the Longhouse. Will the mother step forward? Where is the newborn? Show him to the elders and the men of the Longhouse.
This is my newborn son. He is of my blood. Give the new child a name, John.
I will name him the small baby who cries in the night. Grow. Be a strong man at the Canajoharie Mohawks.
Your Aunt Rose called me. She asked if I wanted to help with a new baby. Tom, I was afraid to come. I don't know anything about babies. I was afraid they'd ask me to change it or something.
Join us at the same time next week when the Golden Age of Television presents 333 Montgomery.
Next, check into Amanda's for a hilarious half hour of comedy with Emmy winner B. Arthur. Next.